how do you do your passion while making money? If at the end of the day you're not making money, you're not going to be around to do your passion. And I think you can't compromise that. A business is open to make money first. At the end of the day, it's not to go out and just have fun, or you just buy yourself another job.
From the top, okay, drop that, yeah, feel the funk, y'all, yeah, feel the funk, y'all, yeah.
Education, the way that's what we want to do. We want to plug them into the next chapter of their lives. That we feel that some people who have those resources, they get at a really early age, and so by the time they turn 18, 19, their career quest is kind of mapped out for them already. Our guys have missed that whole paradigm completely. They don't get it at all. So they come here and they're like, I'm 18. Nobody told me I got to pay for my own rent. Nobody showed me how to turn on a stove. Nobody showed me how to, the water just came out the sink. Water bill, what are you talking about? And so our guys find themselves, and if you don't know how to do those things, imagine what your situation is like at 19 if you've never been in that situation before. So we help them to get ready for the next chapter. It's the best way to do it.
How do they find this place? Like, do they just show up? Do they call somebody? Do they got to apply online?
We do things such as job fairs. We connect with other community partners and let them know what we're doing. There are other organizations such as The Other Way, Family Outreach Center, Bethany Services. We reach out to them. But you know, our biggest clientele comes from other individuals that have been in our program, referring us to people that are in their circle, because it's a referral. That they're referring people that they know that they want to see succeed. If you change the way a person thinks, you'll change the way that they act. And if you change the way that they act, they'll get different results in their life every single time. But it starts with thinking. The problem with our culture is they teach us, change the way you act first. Don't change the way you think, just stop doing it. And the downside of that is your thinking is the same. So as soon as you get in your comfort zone, because your thinking hasn't changed, you resort back to the same behavior you've always done. So my thing is, well, let's challenge the way you think. Let's challenge your perception. How do you feel about you? And you'll be surprised what our guys say on a good day when they're in the comfort zone about how they feel about them. I suck. Every successful person that I know has a story, especially when it comes to men of color. They all have a story. So let your story be your story. But write your story now. Get ready to write the new one. So that's pretty in a nutshell what Jobstart is.
Getting ready to shoot over the market. So speaking of donations and checking out spaces.
What's up? What's up?
I was one of those guys, 18 to 24. I'm 24 now, but I've had a lot of those barriers, whether it's, a parent missing or homelessness, or not prepared for college, not being able to pay for college, all of those things. So it's very important to me that as I continue to grow and push my boundaries, that I continue to stay connected in the community and stay connected to causes that I believe in. And so I think other people should too. I think you should as well. So we just left Steepletown, which I am super excited about the work that they're doing. They actually just let me know that the Bridge Street Market is opening today, which is phenomenal because it's right up the street from my crib. Steepletown is getting a small donation for their program, so that's exciting too. Yeah, this is the Consistency Builds Momentum blog. So last year when I started Drop-In Wednesdays, we were going 52 weeks straight. The goal was to do a quality drop-in hip-hop class that wasn't happening here in Grand Rapids every single week. Make it affordable, make it accessible, make it fun, and we've done that. And the tagline we built from that was consistency builds momentum. And so whether it was rain, sleet, hell, or snow for Michigan, we're gonna have that class. And so that's why the hashtag was called consistency builds momentum. That being said, I think it's time. With consistency builds momentum, we were showing the product. I think everybody gets really excited for the product. But I think it's time to show the work that goes into putting on this product. I have a lot of other goals. There's some other things I want to do in my community, in the dance community, with my business, with my career. And this is the visual of what consistency builds momentum look like. So stay tuned, tons of meetings, tons of things. Let's make this happen. We're gonna cross the street.
Part of the committee for the last year.
I didn't know about that.
Another West Sider, been here for 30 years now, just right in this spot, maybe a little longer. Dick Bukowski from Steepletown. Come on, Dick, your team, call him up. Come on. Thank you very much, Dick and team. You guys have done a great job on the West Side, and I can't wait to be a part of everything else that's coming forward.
I was even talking to him. I was like, yeah, he owns 40 acres and he works here at Star Garden.
So it's about, if you want to open a business, you're thinking about opening a business, you have any entrepreneurship in you, we are designed to connect you with resources and use our networks to basically open businesses for other people.
Got it.
So yeah, everything entrepreneurship.
Got it. So it sounds like you've been in entrepreneurship for a really long time. You've seen a lot of entrepreneurs. What do you think, what are some key things you think makes a great entrepreneur? Like if you were to invest in somebody, what are some of those key things, skill sets or knowledge, packs of knowledge that you think makes a great entrepreneur?
A history of, it's gonna sound very counterintuitive, a history of failures. Okay. Like a history of failing and being able to bounce back, because inevitably in entrepreneurship you're gonna fail, but a true entrepreneur has that grind and hustle to keep going. So I tend to gravitate to cats who've been hustling for a long time, been in the game a long time. They don't necessarily have to have the best track record, don't necessarily have to have the best credit, because a lot of times that's a sign of taking risk, right? So your credit might be messed up because you took a shot at something. So yeah, risk takers, the ability to fail. Failure cannot be catastrophic if you're going to survive in entrepreneurship.
Got it. What do you feel like has been one of your biggest failures?
My biggest failure?
Yeah, like as an entrepreneur, I mean, it could be small or big, just one you're willing to share.
Opening up, lots of them. Opening up undercapitalized. I think a lot of times entrepreneurs have a real tunnel vision. Yeah. So just doing it my way and not necessarily the way the market is working. Always, every business I open had this idea that as soon as I open the doors, for some reason there's gonna be swamped and everybody was gonna come. So yeah, just not being up on my game in the beginning of it is probably. But we fail every day. So you know what I mean. Something that it's just a constant way to improve. Again, like learning in entrepreneurship is usually through failing.
Okay. Yeah. And so you failed before. Undercapitalization was one of those things. Now, speaking towards undercapitalization, what do you do now to make sure that you're not undercapitalized? Or if you're talking to another entrepreneur and you're like, hey, this is a mistake you don't want to make because this is a mistake I've had, what would they do to try to not be
that's a tough one, right? Because, if you look at total, I think like 18% of new businesses are started with bank financing, which means you got 87% that started with friends and family or savings. In the black community, in the minority community, it's lower than that, right? Because we don't really have that concentric network of wealth between our families and so forth. So the number one way to open up that black people and minorities are opening businesses are their Visa and MasterCard. So Visa and MasterCard is the microloans in the minority community. So quite honestly, to open up undercapitalized is just kind of the game we play, you know what I mean? So I would say this, don't let undercapitalization like trump your heart. Like if you got the heart and drive, run with it. The money will come. I think it's just a harder thing. And then make money off of other people's money. The more investors you can get, whether that's banking, whether that's other people, but hedge your risk.
Got it. Okay. So a lot of people who I work with, my business, who follow me, are in the arts, and so that means a lot of what they do probably may be service based. What do you think is probably one of the best things somebody who's working in a service based business as an entrepreneur can do to set themselves up for success?
Monetize every damn thing. Like in the service, and I've been in service based. Your time is your commodity or your skill or whatever you're trading. Make sure you monetize it. And make sure that you have brand standards, that your brand is always tight, that you don't discount your services to the point of no profit. owning a business is about making profit, regardless. So hold your profit, hold your brand, and make sure everything you do is monetized. Because time is money, literally, when you're in a service business. So.
Got it. Yeah. And so when you say monetize, that obviously means to enterprise and make sure there's a system around putting it out there to the market and getting money back.
Yeah, so a lot of times when I'm working with artists, and it's mostly other art, like painters and so forth, it's a passion.
Yeah.
You got to monetize that passion, right? So how much is this picture gonna sell?
Yeah.
How much did I put into it? So I think a lot of times the arts and creative class are driven by something different than profit. Mm-hmm. Business is about profit, flat out. So so be able still to, how do you do your passion while making money? And make sure you're just being honest with yourself, because if at the end of the day you're not making money, you're not gonna be around to do your passion. And I think you can't compromise that. A business is open to make money first.
Got it.
Like you gotta make it in the right way, ethically and all that, but at the end of the day, it's not to go out and just have fun and or you just buy yourself another job.
Talking for a while, give me some feedback. Does that give you a picture of what I'm trying to accomplish here?
Yeah, that helps.
Throughout this process of doing a vlog, at least for me, I'm not trying to be somebody that I'm not. I'm not really trying to speak on experiences that I haven't had. Everything that I share with you guys will be pulled directly from experience I had. I left a salary job and I literally worked at Domino's for a whole year. Like I took 2 days off. Well, I didn't take them off. The store just wasn't open, so that's why I didn't work. But I literally worked Sunday through Sunday. I worked Uber, I worked Domino's. I was working for like $7-8 an hour. And I was working like 40-50 hours a week, and I was building drop-in Wednesdays on the side and just like giving my attention, my time to DanceSpire.
So I kind of came from somewhat of a similar background in terms of I was working 3 jobs at one time plus going to school, and it was a lot of work, and I was hustling hard. And now I'm at a point where I saved up a bunch of money and that I can live off for a while, and now I'm going to make that transition into being self-employed. So I'm dropped down to 1 job, and I'm a part-time student, so it's very little other responsibilities that I have to accomplish right now. So I'm focusing on building my career as a videographer, doing wedding videos, working for DanceSpire, working for various clients that I've been lining up. And I'm going to be building that over the next several months until I can create a income that can support me. So he's a little bit ahead of me on that. He's got that income. I'm just starting, but that's what I aspire to get to.
Literally anybody can do it. I don't feel special at all. I feel like anybody can do this. It literally just takes that understanding of delayed gratification and persistence, courage, and consistency. Pick a goal, be consistent about that goal, continue to experiment, and have your time reflect that you're trying to achieve that goal. Because if you say you want to do something and your actions don't match, you're a fraud. We're about to go get ready for Drop-In Wednesdays.
This feel like my chance, this feel like my moment. Everyone needs a fan, everyone needs a close-up. Let me see your hands up high if you know one. Let me see your hands up high if you know one. Nobody's a no one. Ooh, I'm gleaming, I'm the me I see when I be dreaming.
So we just finished class. I'm extremely tired, but I'm super excited. Class is dope. We had a lot of people show up. I wanted to make sure that when we started class, we started, thinking about what goals we had for class, and we did, and it turned out exactly the way that I wanted to. So I'm super excited to share. I'm super excited to continue to show. I think a lot of people see the videos and they think everybody's perfect, but there's so many people who come in afraid, scared to move, and it takes a lot of encouragement, a lot of growth, a lot of becoming comfortable with ourselves and being vulnerable with ourselves to make ourselves comfortable on camera and in front of other people and just even with ourselves. And so I just love this process, man. I love this process. Consistency builds momentum. Back at Imprint next week.
Nobody's no one. I just wanna roll one. They gon' talk about you bad until they see you glow up. Want me in your building, need $500,000 to show up. I don't see the